Prince. Now imagine you are interviewing somebody for a new position in your office. They've got a nice firm handshake. They're wearing smart, clean clothes. They are freshly shaven. They've got a confident, friendly smile. And things are going pretty well. But then they lean forward and their shirt sleeves ruck up, revealing a tattoo. Perhaps it's a football badge or a Chinese symbol or a name. Whatever it is, how do you react as an employer? Are you completely turned against that person just for having the tattoo? The Dutch-born director of the Stena Line ferry company, Pim de Lange, is quoted in the papers today saying many British people make unsuitable staff because they are fat and they've got tattoos. Is he right? Does having a design on your skin make you less suitable for a job? Let's speak to the businesswoman Katie Hopkins and Brad Burton, the motivational speaker and entrepreneur. And Brad, I should say you have a tattoo of a Black Panther on your back and we have a picture of it on our website. So thank you for that.
No worries, Jeremy. And the thing is, I'm not that fat either, to be honest, so I'm okay.
Katie Hopkins, do you think a tattoo is a problem in a job interview?
Absolutely. I think, in society we look for shortcuts in order to get to know people. That's about the way we dress, the way we talk, what university we went to, what shoes we wear, whatever that is. And a tattoo is just another shortcut, and I think it smacks of, less intelligent, less acceptable, usually have a fat girlfriend, in my opinion, dogs that need muzzles and ugly children with hoodies. That's kind of my view, and that's the shortcut I would take were I interviewing that person.
Does it matter what kind of tattoo, Katie? Is it if it's HATE across the knuckles, that's worse than something that's a little rose on the hip?
No, for me, they all fall into the same bracket, I'm afraid, that they're, you just don't have sufficient things to keep yourself occupied, and therefore, you are idle by nature. And all tattoos fall into the same bracket. And for me, that still is the same bracket that gangs use. They use tattoos as a form of tag. They have crew tags. Graffiti artists use tags to mark their work. And for me, it's just a whole world that you don't want to be a part of, and I don't want to be associated with.
But Brad Burton, you are a part of it because you've got this amazing tattoo on your back.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Katie, what we're saying, that everyone with a posh voice actually chases foxes around fields. Are you honestly saying that you would choose a second best candidate as a result of that, somebody having a nice tattoo on their arm, in an interview situation?
But is it a shortcut, Brad, to an understanding of the person that they are, I don't know, they're part of a certain part of society and whatever?
Well, listen, I mean, it's about being an individual. It's about some, identity. And it's also about a time of your life. The tattoo that I've got on my back, would I get it now? No, I wouldn't. But actually, equally, would I remove it now if I had the opportunity? No, I wouldn't. Because, your background, it shapes your future. And I think, the sort of broad brush approach that Katie's taking there, well, it's a basic form of discrimination. Where do we draw the line? Do we say, well, we're not going to employ women because they're no good at reversing? I mean, seriously, it's a basic form of discrimination as I see it there, Katie.
Katie, if you did that as an employer, you might be in trouble.
Yes, certainly you would be, but I assure people that have tattoos, were you to get them, or have some form of hideous light blue panther thing crawling across a slightly flabby shoulder, for example, that is the sort of person that will be top of the redundancy list when it's time to go. So you can't approach them from an HR perspective. No, you can't. But certainly you can
Katie, we're not in the 1800s.
When your first cull comes around.
We're not really in the 1800s, but I appreciate the flabby back comments. I mean, look, we can all get personal on this one, but as I see it, does that make me any less effective as a business person due to having a fat pamphlet on my back?
I couldn't take you, Brad, if I had, I went for a pitch in front of any of my FTSE 100, 500 clients, I couldn't take you. I can't put you in front of someone.
As a result of a tattoo on my back?
Pardon?
As a result of my tattoo on my back?
No, but if your tattoo is visible, if it's possible that your tattoo could be visible, if, for example, they've gone on someone's website now and seen that you've got a tattoo, you're not the sort of person that I would take to pitch to a new client.
Equally, not the sort of person that I'd work with on that basis. But listen, that's a world that you move in. The world that I move in is a world where people stand and fall based on their ability. It's a meritocracy. I'm not suggesting for a second that you could take somebody with a spider's web on their face.
Well, exactly. Now, wait, so where do you draw the line then, Brad?
Well, I think that's the decision that the individual has to make.
On the face?
Well, no. Listen, interesting.
You couldn't go, but based on what you've said, you could go to one of the FTSE meetings with a spider's web tattoo on your face.
Jeremy, let me tell you something. My PA, a lady called Jack, wasn't until we talked about this conversation this morning. She's actually got tattoos on her neck. She's got several tattoos, and she's even got piercings on her face, and I didn't even realise. But like I say, Jack was chosen as a direct result of her being the best candidate. And for me, you know, the spider's web on the face, maybe that's a bit extreme. But actually, you know, in terms of a nice piece of art on somebody, yeah, game on, bring it on.
Katie, how do you connect the tattoo with somebody not being as good at their job as the next person? What's the logic there?
I think the logic for me is that if you've got the time and the kind of volition when you're younger, perhaps, to have a tattoo put on you, you're not the sort of person who's thinking about their future, who's studying hard towards their future. You're not the sort of person that takes instruction from people you should respect. For example, your parents, health professionals. You're not the sort of person who's thinking about the long term. And frankly, in this competitive marketplace where I can employ anybody that I like, I don't need to be bothered with you because there's plenty of other candidates without tattoos that I can employ to do a good job.
Katie?
Hello, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, equally, we could also talk about the coverage that you received in the Red Tops. You know, I mean, you've got a life before you got married, okay? We've all got a life before we got married or before we got older. And you almost seem to be looking for excuses as to why somebody should fail. And I think tattoos, to broad brush people, based on my tattoo on my back, and to say that actually, you know, that I'm ineffective as a business person, I think is a mistake. And like I say, it's basic form of discrimination. No two ways about that.
Thank you both very much indeed. Brad Burton, motivational speaker, entrepreneur and person with tattoo. And Katie Hopkins, businesswoman. You don't have any tattoos, Katie. I should have checked that.
No, I certainly do not.
Not nowhere at all.
Absolutely nowhere at all.
Okay, thank you.